ghost train is for kids," said Claire. "People look pretty scared when they came out," said Peter, trying to pull her to the world's scariest ghost train. "Come on, it'd be fun." "They're pretending," said Claire. "They know it's not real, so what there's to be scared of?" "Okay," Peter said, as he bought a ticket for himself and the rest of their group. Maybe it was time to go home, Claire thought, but there was one thing left to do at the fire: buy a candy floss. It was impossible to finish a candy floss. They were just too big and too sweet, yet at the same time there was nothing there. "It must be possible too," she thought, and as she paid for her hot pink sugar cloak, she set herself a challenge. Tonight she was going to eat a whole one. For that, she needed time, and that meant walking home by the train tracks instead of through the town center. It wasn't very dark yet. She stepped off the dirt and onto the track. Each wooden slipper was just the right distance apart so she could step from one to another easily. Of course, Claire knew not to walk on the train tracks anywhere else. It was stupid and dangerous. Only last year some boys in the big city died playing on the tracks, but there was nothing dangerous here. No one in Fellside had any memory of a train using the railway tracks. There wasn't even a train station. The tracks suddenly finished as if the engineers ran out of wood and iron. Claire always thought of them like those cartoons where the cat tries to catch the mouse and the mouse puts down tracks in front of his speeding carriage until it runs out. The train tracks were a mystery, but an old one, and nobody wondered about it now. They were just there, and that was that. The tracks vibrated as she walked. She could feel it, and then she could hear it too. It was getting stronger and louder. She looked behind her. The round light, small but getting bigger, was coming towards her. It couldn't be a train. The wheels screamed louder against the rails as the driver slowed the train. It couldn't stop before it reached her. Luckily, Claire fell to the right of the track. She was screaming, but she couldn't hear herself above the noisy old train. Its carriage passed her, empty. "Where it's going?" she thought. "The tracks and in a couple of miles." A man put his head out of the window of the engine and shouted, "Don't you know it's dangerous on the tracks?" "But there aren't any trains," Claire said. But there was clearly a train now. Whatever was true before, it's not real, she told herself. "This isn't real," she repeated out loud, but that had coming from the engine felt real. "You cannot keep walking on the tracks, so you're going to have to ride the train the rest of the way." "No!"
"Not scared, are you?" he said. "If it isn't real, what's there to be scared of?" He was using her own words to Peter. She couldn't stop herself climbing the metal stairs up to the train's engine, candy floss in hand. "Sit," he said, as the train slowly started moving again. "Where are we going?" Clara asked. "End of the line," he said. "Oh, okay." That wasn't far. The tracks ended near here. The driver said nothing. She didn't want the candy floss. It takes forever to eat a whole one, she thought. It just wasn't possible. Excuse me," Clara shouted, because it was as noisy inside the train as outside. "How long until we get there?" "As long as it takes to eat a whole candy floss," the driver of the rail ghost train said. The candy floss in Clara's hand looked the same size as when she took her first bite. "How long is that?" she asked. But she already knew the answer. He turned to face her, except no, there was no face. There was nothing under his cap at all. Forever. As soon as Clara boarded the train and it started moving, an intense chill filled the air, pressing in on her. The faceless conductor turned slowly, his whole gaze fixed on her in a way that made her heart pound, filling her with a fear she couldn't ignore. Desperate, Claire snatched a sharp piece of metal lying on the floor and lunged at him. But it was useless. The metal passed right through him as if he were nothing but a shadow. The conductor let out a deep, making laugh that echoed through the carriage. Claire stumbled backward, trembling.
Then suddenly she heard Peter's voice calling faintly from somewhere far off. Claire, Claire, where are you? Her heart leaped with hope. Peter, she shook back, but there was no reply. The voice seemed to come from all around her. Yet Peter was nowhere to be found. She stretched out her hand, reaching for him, but the voice remained an unreachable echo. The conductor laughed louder, clearly realizing her fear and confusion. "You can't escape," he said, moving closer, his voice dripping with malice. "And if isn't real, what are you afraid of?" Claire's confidence shattered. Trembling, she managed to stammer, "What do you want from me? Why is this happening to me?" The conductor's laughter faded, replaced by a voice that was icy and menacing. "Why?" she repeated, as if mocking her. "Because you dared to underestimate me. You thought this was just a game." Claire took a shaky step back, fear surging through her. I didn't know." "Of course you didn't," he sneered, his voice like steel. "When you said there was nothing to fear, when you thought the world was just an empty illusion, that's why you're here, Claire, to learn what fear really means." Her heart raced as the full horror of her situation sank in. She wanted to jump off the train, to escape, but the iron hills below clattered relentlessly, carrying her somewhere unknown and unending. "And here," he murmured, his chilling laugh filling the air, "forever will feel so much longer, as long as it takes to finish that cotton candy." Claire glanced down at the pink fluff in her hand. It hadn't shrunk, not even a bit, as if she hadn't taken a single bite. In a desperate search of courage, Claire bolted for the door, yanking it open. But when she stepped through, she found herself face to face with someone else, herself, staring back with cold, empty eyes. Her other self wore a small, cruel smile. "I'm your replacement, Claire. It's too late for you to go back." With that, her doppelganger shut the door, leaving Claire trapped inside the ghostly train as her double walked away, ready to take her place in the real world. Claire, the real Claire, was left behind, her identity fading as she became just another spirit bound to the train. No one would ever know where she'd gone or what had happened to her. And in the town, rumors began to spread about an eerie train whistle heard at night, the faint sound of haunting laughter, and the cries of a girl who would never return.